Oh my gosh, it's Apocalypse Eve, and I forgot one of the afterlife details. It's not a different afterlife option per se. Okay, you got your heaven, you got your hell. Both are great in their way, depending on the kind of person you are. But there's a lot of, well, not a lot of, but not a large fraction of people, but there are some people that are borderline cases, as you might expect. They're not definitely one or the other, heaven or hell. And being a thrifty lord, I'm trying to squeeze all the saved souls I can out of every batch. So that's where your left behind world comes in. You know what? I've got to sip more coffee. I just woke up. So I got to take a few sips of this. I've gone over the left behind world before, but I gotta, it's Apocalypse Eve. I gotta make sure I got everything detailed, do my due diligence, etc., and so forth. By the way, this does concern you specifically. This is why you are watching my channel right this very moment, because you are one of the borderline cases. That's why you found my channel, that's why you watch it. Because you're neither here nor there. And you need to be either here or there. Because the left behind world, it's pretty fucking brutal. Now, it still doesn't mean that I'm not a loving God, because, look at it this way. You're in the left behind world. Yeah, you die horribly. You do. You die horribly in the left behind world. That just happens. There's no peaceful death in the left behind world. But then you either get like 145,000 years of getting your rocks off continuously, or an eternity of ever improving, meaningful, and fulfilling life. So, like, that left behind world, either way, is just kind of like a small blip on your radar, whether you go to heaven or hell. And, I don't apologize. It's brutal, but I don't apologize. Because no one ever complains. You get your afterlife, you're like, you know what, that was totally worth it. By the way, that's another thing I didn't mention, the like how long hell goes on. It's like 130 to 145,000 years, generally speaking. Like I said, it's based on the amount of holy lucre that a soul has stored up inside of it. Sinner souls don't make lucre, but they're still full of it. And a little holy lucre goes a long way. Most of the holy lucre is actually expended on making the experience enjoyable, because sin is its own punishment. A world where you're just getting treats, you would get sick of that very quickly if there weren't some, lucre being expended to make it enjoyable to you. You do get anything you've ever wished for, and it's always way better than anything you could imagine. It's like, that shit ain't free. And I'm not spending my hard-earned holy lucre on it, but like I said, everybody's entitled to their holy lucre. Like, I'm only a cheapskate with mine. So, your holy lucre gets spent giving you everything you've ever wanted until such time as that holy lucre is gone. And it usually lasts 130 to 145,000 years. Again, it's not the easiest thing in the world to measure the actual time in a false one-person reality, but I'm just like, well, just measure up the length of each subjective experience, add it all together, and then come up with a figure in years.